Buddy is the latest horror movie that has come to theaters, so in this video I will be giving you my spoiler-free review for the movie, talking about some of the things I liked, some of the things I didn't like, so please feel free in the comments down below if you've seen this movie, tell me what you thought of Buddy, if you enjoyed it or not, I would love to know. Now before I watched this movie, I was seeing a bunch of reviews from a bunch of different YouTubers saying almost the exact same thing. This is a weird movie, this is an odd movie, the story is very weird. But when I watched the trailer, I didn't get that sense or feeling, but now after watching the movie, they are all definitely correct. This is a very, very weird movie. This is an interesting one, to say the least, but it was kind of a fun movie for me. It wasn't the greatest, but it was kind of a good time for me watching this movie. The story definitely intrigued me, because the story goes following a children's TV mascot named Buddy, who is a big orange unicorn who teaches children how to clean and be respectful. It's basically a little fun program until something starts going wrong with Buddy and the kids start to notice. Now, after reading that plot, I instantly think, alright, this is gonna be a good story. This is gonna be just a dumb fun story. And that's kind of exactly what it was at the end of the day. A dumb fun story with a lot of twists and turns, but I definitely enjoyed it. Now, another thing I just quickly want to mention is how much they hid from the marketing, because there was a lot of things that they hid from the marketing now that I've seen the movie. The trailers were very vague with the things that went down in this movie. They essentially barely showed anything in those trailers because this movie was just so much more from what those trailers showed. Now, honestly, I don't really mind that too much because I'm a person who doesn't really like to watch trailers too much nowadays because they reveal so much of the movie. But with this movie, you don't get that. You are basically being told what the movie is about in the trailer, and that's it. They hide a lot in that trailer, and that's good for somebody like me who wants to wait till I actually see the movie to see the scenes that you usually get in a trailer that reveals a lot. So with this movie, I'm glad that they kind of did that, but they didn't really have to, is what I'm saying. But personally for me, I'm glad that they did. Now, another thing, I've seen people who are reviewing this movie online talk about how it feels like an episode of shows like Barney the TV show, and after watching it, absolutely, it does feel like that. And growing up on Barney always being on my TV, it definitely felt like that. So if you grew up on shows like Barney, I feel like you're definitely gonna have a fun time with this movie. But now, moving on, I want to talk a little bit about the horror in this movie, because the horror in this movie is very, very interesting to say the least. Because you start out in this happy world, everything's all happy and colorful and child-friendly, and then the kills start to happen. Buddy starts to go crazy and starts taking people down, and even when these kills are happening, the movie doesn't switch into just full-blown horror. You know, it still kind of keeps that lighthearted theme of the TV show that this movie is set in while the murders are happening, and that to me is very interesting and well done. But now moving on to talk about the casting and some of the characters. Keegan-Michael Key is the voice of Buddy in this movie, and let me tell you guys, he does a great job in this movie because the voice of this character starts out as innocent and sweet, and then when the horror starts to happen, his voice becomes eerie and uncomfortable, and that was done so brilliantly. The shift in his character, Keegan-Michael Key just did a tremendously great job in this role. But now talking a little bit about the kids in this movie, the kids were so well written in this movie because the way the kids go from happy and having a fun time to then them seeing blood and discovering murder and trying to find a way to escape, this place is just so well done and well written within this film, and I definitely enjoyed all those scenes because the horror was so well done in those moments. Now, continuing on with talking about characters, I want to talk about the character that Christine Milioti plays because she's great in this movie. Definitely one of the things I like about this movie is her character. She's just so well written and well played by Christine Milioti. Obviously, this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm not really gonna talk too much about what she does in the movie, but she's a great character in this movie. That's what I'm gonna say. She's great in this movie, and she's a very well-written character. So now moving on, the next thing I want to talk about is the great practical effects in this movie. The puppeteering is really, really well done and well executed. The creature design in this movie is also really well done and super fun to see, and the set designs are very, very creative as well. It really just makes you feel like you're in an episode of, like I said earlier in the video, an episode of a show like Barney. But the set was just very well done and looked absolutely amazing in this movie. And it gave the film such a fun theme, because like I said, it made you feel like you're actually in a TV show, which is so cool to me. Now, really quickly, I want to touch upon the suspense that is in this film. The reason I'm mentioning this is because this to me is one of the standouts of the film, because in the beginning, there is really no suspense. It's a very calm environment, and it's a very happy tone, but then they quickly switch that to an eerie tone, a disturbing tone, and then you kind of fear for the characters. You know, who's gonna live, who's gonna die, and that creates such great suspense within this film. Now, another thing that I want to specifically mention is the horror in this movie, because throughout this video, I've said it many times, it's a very interesting movie when it comes to its horror. The horror is so well done in this movie, the way this movie just gets you feeling uneasy, and then when the kills start to go down, they're well done as well. The horror is just so well done in this movie, and I really liked it. So now talking about my negatives for the film, or just negative, because there really wasn't much to hate in this movie, depending on what type of viewer you really are when it comes to this movie. Because this movie is definitely not going to be for everyone. Some people are not going to enjoy the horror in this movie, think it's too intense, which I could definitely see people thinking that, which in my case that is not a negative, but in somebody else's case who doesn't like as much blood and horror, it could be a negative in their case. But for me, that's really it when it comes to negatives. This was just a fun movie for me that I enjoyed. But those are just my spoiler-free thoughts for the movie Buddy. I would love to know what you guys thought of this movie in the comments down below. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Maybe check out a couple of my other videos. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.